Hey everybody, Bridget here. So I'm here to do my January wrap-up and February TBR. I normally do these in two separate videos, but I did not read that many books in January, so now I say I read very few books, but I'm pretty proud of myself because they were very long books. You could almost kind of equivalent them to reading 10 books because they were very long and very dauntingly big, and I still managed to read 4 of those and then one shorter book. So the first book that I read for the month, I think I've already told you guys, is These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I gave this book, I want to say I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I normally look at my Goodreads page to remind myself what I rated these books before I do my recordings, but I kind of forgot to do it because I was pretty confident I remembered what I rated every book, except that I forgot I read this first. So I'm pretty sure, though, I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I think I said this before, it wasn't exactly what I expected as far as it's supposed to be a sci-fi book. I mean, it is. Basically, this is a story about these two people who are on a spaceship, and the spaceship crashes, and they're the only 2 survivors, and they have to survive on this planet that has a weird, sort of quirky mystery to it. And so when I say it's not really sci-fi, it's more because a lot of the story takes place on the planet, and so it's kind of like a jungle survival story. Anyways, it was cute, and it's like a little love story, and I really like the cover, which was the majority of the reason why I bought this book. And I will read the sequel, maybe not right away, but it was cute enough that I will pick it up. So we have that one. The next 4 books I read are all in the same series. Yes, I read all of these in 1 month. It is possible. You just have to spend all of your free time doing nothing but reading this. And also, you have to go on vacation for a week. Or 9 days, which is what I did. Today is actually the last day of my vacation time. I've been on vacation since January 24th, and I did nothing but read because I was sick, actually, the majority of my vacation. So yeah, that was fun. Not really, but it is what made it possible to read most of these books, and you'll know what I'm talking about as soon as I show you. And so that series is books 1 through 4 of a Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin. We've got A Game of Thrones, A Clash of Kings, A Storm of Swords, and A Feast for Crows. Yes, I read all of these this month. This one I literally finished very late, January 31st. I think I rated each book 5 out of 5 stars with the exception of this one. I rated Feast for Crows 4 out of 5 stars. Not that it wasn't any better, it's just this book has less physical action and more talking in it, political intrigue, more backstabbing type thing in it, which I love, but there were some parts in it where I was kind of snoozing because there wasn't too much going on, but that's okay. It was still really good, and I cannot wait. I've got one more book, and that's actually what I'm currently reading right now. Just started it last night, and I'm about 50 pages in. Today is my last day, like I said, for my vacation time, so I'm going to take advantage of that and try to get a good portion of the way through this book. But yeah, this was what I read in January. So on to my February TBR. So, like I just said, my first book I'll be finishing is A Dance with Dragons by George R.R. Martin. This is the 5th and not final book, but the last book that's out right now. I will be all caught up with the series. I also joined a couple new book clubs and some read-alongs. So the first book club that I joined was the BookTube Reading Buddies Club, and that was started by Estelle and Sharon, I believe. And the book they're reading for the month of February is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I've been really wanting to start this series, and I actually recently bought the sequel for this, so I cannot wait to get to this. Another really thick high fantasy novel which I've been really into those right now, and so I cannot wait to get to this next. The other book club that I just got into is the A Year-a-thon club, which was started by Keisha and Christina, I believe, and one other person I may be forgetting. Basically, they're going to be doing readathons once a month, and it's all themed differently every month. So for the month of February, it is Harry Potter. So my goal is not to read all of the Harry Potter books in the month of February because I want to read a lot of other things. So my goal for this particular readathon is to read the first 3 books. So I'm going to be reading Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So I will be reading these 3 for that particular readathon. As far as the other books for this month, I'm not too sure what I want to read, but I did just recently purchase the 3rd book in Tahari Mafi's Shatter Me trilogy, which is escaping my mind as far as the name goes right now. Nope, can't come to me. But anyways, yes, I've purchased that, and hopefully it will come to me here on Tuesday. It's supposed to arrive, so I cannot wait for that. I will be reading that one. And I also recently purchased Fallen Kingdom by Morgan Rhodes. I actually owned this book already in like a UK paperback version, but I really wanted the hardback, and I really want to buy the hardback for the sequel too, so I decided to go ahead and repurchase it, and it's just a gorgeous book not to have it in hardback. So kind of thought it would be good to have a little break on reading such dense high fantasy books and maybe read something YA in between. Not that I'm not loving it, because every time I think I need a break from Game of Thrones and I go to read something else, I just can't stop thinking about Game of Thrones, so I go back to it. So obviously, I mean, it's that good, I'm going to keep reading it, but it is good. I think once I'm done with Dance with Dragons, probably to read something lighter before I move on to, say, Name of the Wind. So I also thought it would be good to maybe continue another series that I've been meaning to continue, and that is Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. This is the 2nd book in the Grisha trilogy. I really loved the 1st book, and I don't know why I didn't continue in reading the 2nd book, because I had it when I read the 1st one, but I'm really bad at that. Like, I'll read the 1st book in a series and then completely forget about the rest of the books. I've done that with several of the ones up here. One of these months I need to make a theme to do continuations of series, which I've done that as my theme for reading before, and it worked out really good, so I need to do that again. I also keep saying that I need to finish this book because I started it back in like August or September, and I just stopped reading it, and I don't know why. I really don't, and I really need to continue it, and that is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. I still have my bookmark in it from where I was before, so I had gotten about a good 70 pages into this book, and it was good. I don't know why I stopped it. I really don't. So my goal is to try and get to this book. I'm not the biggest contemporary reader in the world, but I do like contemporary books occasionally. It really takes like a special mood for me to be in, but I haven't really been in that mood for a very long time. But I just thought I would just kind of throw some contemporaries in here, just because I feel like I need to. I really need to. So I've chosen 2. Don't know if I'll read them. Don't know if I'll even feel like reading them. But they are Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins, which back in like February or March of last year, kept putting this in my TBR and kept putting it aside and reading other things. And I just really need to read it because I really did like Anna and the French Kiss. But I really want the newer covers because that's just ugly. But I want the newer covers in hardback. Can we have the newer covers in hardback, please? The other one I've been meaning to try, because the author is just getting really big hype right now, and that is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I've almost on a number of occasions purchased her Fangirl book mostly because I really like the color. But I figured I already have this book. I purchased it a long time ago when it first came out, and I have not picked it up yet. And so I figure I should probably see if I like the author first before I go and pick up her other books, because I might not. I might not. You know, people have different tastes in books. I might not actually like her, but we'll see. Those are all the books I have for my February TBR. I didn't think I should put too many in there, mostly because I'm going back to work now, and I have humongous thick books to read, and so work and really big books might not give me a lot of time to read too many, so I didn't want to put too many on that list. And those are my excuses, and I'm sticking with them. Anyways, let me know if you have read any of these books, or if you just want to leave some comments, leave them down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!